Hello, hello, Josh Thomas in the state of Utah, mortgage broker. How are you? Wanted to come and just explain real quickly what is it that we do. We are anything home finance in Utah, but what does that mean? And there's a lot of things that people think of and kind of forget that that applies to us. And so, number one, first and foremost, I've been doing this almost 20 years, and I'm not solo. I've got other people on my team helping me, and I provide a lot of oversight to make sure that we're not missing anything. Um, but in almost 20 years, I have come back into the broker world. I like to be able to offer a great deal to my clients every day, but I would never have come back into the broker world if it wasn't for the fact that we can offer really, really great service. So we are able to close loans in 2 weeks every time, almost no exceptions. The only time there's an exception is when the program is being used that simply is outside of my control. A USDA loan, a VA loan, a city grant, other down payment assistance. These types of things involve other parties that simply aren't on the same timetable. VA loans, typically we do still close in 2 weeks. However, we can't always guarantee it because of the VA appraisal. So anyway, what do we do? What's our specialty? What do we focus on? So again, anything home finance, but our focus has always been and probably always will be first and foremost self-employed. We absolutely, I should say, are just fascinated by business and self-employment, and I don't know how to describe it or why. I just know that I'm geeky about it. Way back in the beginning of my career, almost 20 years ago, I started taking all these classes on how do you read self-employed paperwork? How do you actually start a loan for a self-employed person? I remember getting a loan for somebody who's self-employed, and even to this day, his paperwork is crazy complicated. It's very rare. But when I saw that, I was so fascinated, and so I started attending all these classes, and it was so hard to learn. I remember attending 3 times the same class, and it still wasn't sticking. And then after a while, I finally stuck, and then I started going to these classes and found that I started, I always had all the answers, and I started kind of correcting myself or correcting people. And then I started actually going to the underwriters classes, and then the day changed when I started teaching those underwriter classes where I was like, hold on. And I was correcting them and showing them and kind of arguing. And the day when I realized that even the underwriters don't know some of the things that I've learned is the day that I realized, okay, we know what we're talking about now. Even to the point now where I'll send a loan to a lender with self-employment income, and I'm prepared to not only show that lender, I've presented it, I've packaged the loan in a way that they know how to read it and they understand it, because frankly, they don't most of the time either. The underwriter is not that, they haven't been doing it long enough a lot of the time to know. And so I have to package it in a way that they can understand and accept it. And if they don't, I'm prepared to call the agencies directly and deal with that underwriter who hopefully is more educated in that regard. And so self-employment has always been a focus of mine. So anybody that's self-employed, especially if they've been turned down elsewhere, please call. Let's go ahead and get you going. But what else do we do? So because we can do the self-employed, we've learned how to do the really hard stuff. And so we can do all kinds of stuff, but like construction can get really complicated, and jumbo loans. We love big loans. We love construction loans. So anybody doing anything like that, we can go to 3 million on a loan amount. We can go to over 95% loan to value on a jumbo loan. Um, Man, there's just not a lot that we can't do. Plus, being a broker, I have access to a lot of different lenders. And so that gives us a lot more options than your typical banks and credit unions. When you go these non-agency loans like jumbo loans, they can get very different. So if you're shopping around for a loan, you want to shop around in a lot of places, but that's why I'm a broker, is so that we can do that for you, and especially in the non-conforming market like a jumbo loan. That is a very, very important thing. So what else can we do? Like I said, construction, renovation. We have renovation specific loans for existing homes. Besides that, we also do a lot of rental property stuff. I've got rentals myself. I've had several. I've bought them. I've sold them. I've bought more. Right. So anything you want to know about rental property, I can probably help there. Not only how to run it, but also how to actually set it up, and so how to get started. And so by all means, reach out to us for that. And then one of my favorites is reverse mortgages. Very, very different than all the rest of the loans that I've talked about already, but reverse mortgages, they can be a tremendous financial planning tool for people. Sometimes they're just a rescue vehicle. They eliminate payments for people who, aren't quite ready to retire. But in this particular case, they can also be used as a financial planning tool and give people tremendous value. So anyway, those are a bunch of the examples of loans that we do. If I didn't cover it, just ask. I probably still can help with it. But reach out to us. We want to be a resource to everybody. Thank you for your attention. You have a great day.